Yobachi 2007 back at you with another one. We're going to get into this story about Tiffany Haddish, who's back in the news. We've covered her banshee behavior here before, and even most recently, her Karen behavior, where she was stalking Shakira around the after event at the MTV Movie Awards. So, this is what she's been up to lately. We know that she's kind of out of her senses type person who runs the streets or runs around out here. One of these out of control modern women, and she seems to be able to do what she wants without any consequences. So she keeps up the foolishness. And if you'll remember last year, while in Atlanta, after coming from a night out there, she was driving home or driving back to wherever she was staying, and she fell asleep and got a DUI for falling asleep in her car in an Atlanta neighborhood. I think just right after she turned out of a light and came into the neighborhood and just went to sleep in her car, the engine running and everything else. Well, guess what's happened again this past week? Tiffany Haddish gets second DUI charge in 2 years after falling asleep behind the wheel in the middle of the road. I mean, how do you be so drunk? This was on November 24th. I believe that's last Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. How do you be so drunk that you fall asleep while driving? You have to know that you're so impaired that you're really not going to be able to make it. If you're that drunk that you can't even get back to, you can't even stay awake and alert. And she keeps going out here and doing the same thing over and over again, but that's because she faces no real consequences. And before we check out a video of her being arrested, if you wouldn't mind taking a moment to subscribe, like this video up and subscribe as well. And beside the subscribe button, make sure you hit that caret, hit the top notification bell to make sure these videos are surfaced to you and that you can return to the channel for more of what we have for you. And with that, we're going to get back to the program. It's pretty insane that she had the whole situation where she had prompted that girl to those kids, really her friends' kids, who she had prompted to be in that video with Ari Spears, where they were basically being ogled and molested, and she, according to the allegation, which she paid out on. So we're going to say it's a true allegation because you don't pay for something you didn't do. That's what we can take that position. That she was trying to teach the teenage girl how to do fellatio with an object and all kinds of crazy stuff. And she was talking about how I lost everything. She's been canceled and she lost everything. That's what she said to TMZ at the time. But she's since been casted in Girls Trip 2. She's still invited out to everything. Nothing really happened to her. She had to go through a little bit of scrutiny and she lost a little bit of money up front that she had to pay out. But basically, her life continues the same. She got the previous DUI. She got arrested, but she still got to keep her license. She's out here driving. Nothing really happens. So since these women face no accountability, they constantly continue with the foolishness. The black women tried to talk bad about Common. You can see we're getting this from the Jasmine brand. Black women tried to talk bad about Common when he left this crazy banshee, which I still don't understand why he ever got with her, other than spending a little time together, maybe while they were on set. But beyond spending some evenings with her, I don't know what he thought he was going to get out of a crazy hood rat minded type so-called reductive feminist like Tiffany Haddish. I don't know what he thought he was getting out of that. But black women came at Common as if he was the problem. But of course, as is often the case, she is the problem. Not she ready, she the problem. So let's see the video down here on the Jasmine blog that they posted from Twitter. See if we can get that in camera. Hold on a sec. All right, so that's Tiffany being hauled off by the police again, second arrest in as many years. And we can see you got that video from TMZ there. And no, I've just told you all about Tiffany Haddish before. She basically grew up wild with a single mom in the hood, Same old story. She ain't had no man, wasn't no man around for them growing up. I think her mom was a alcoholic or drug addict and was abusive, and she had to go live with the grandma. Um, and she's just been a wild child her whole life. All she does is a bunch of foolishness. She's just a typical wild banshee out here with no structure in her life, no mental structure, no discipline as a woman. She got married, right? Divorced her husband. The fool took her back for some reason. He didn't have enough of the crazy the first time. He took her back and he paid for it as he should. No good deed goes unpunished. He took her back, and when they got divorced the second time, she wrote a book and lied and said that he abused her. And then when he called her on it over the internet, he made a comment to her, a post about her book coming out about how she was lying about him having abused her. She was like, "Oops, yeah, well, kind of response. It was like, oh, my bad." She's one of these false accusers, one of these Me Too false accuser types. I mean, she's just a total disaster. She said Will Smith assaulting. She was sitting right beside Jada Pinkett during that video on the other side of Will. She was sitting on the other side of Jada Pinkett from Will, but he went up there and smacked Chris Rock in the face. And she said a black man committing violence against another black man who was a small, relatively defenseless guy who's known for being abused. He had a whole TV sitcom about how he's basically a bullying victim. The one guy in Hollywood ain't gonna fight back. The one brother who wasn't gonna do nothing. She said seeing a black man commit violence against a black man, that was the most beautiful thing she ever saw in her life. That was her response to that. This is the kind of banshee she is. And then she and other black women are out here talking about, why don't Common want her? What's wrong with the black men? Where are all the good men gone? Y'all black men are failing. All these wonderful, successful sisters who are out here doing their thing, and black men can't keep up. And that's why we got to divest, because of all you great black men. There aren't enough of you out there to come and get with all these great black women who are just so wonderful and successful, and they're all a 10, and you slay queen, and how dare Common do you like that? She is a common mess, and all brothers do well to stay away from these types. She is a prototypical hood rat who got a little money and made a little way in life. And these women exist everywhere. They exist at your office. There's a bunch of them in customer service departments. There's a bunch of them at warehouses. There's a bunch of these type of women everywhere in all of our lives with the same type of background as Tiffany Haddish, the same lack of any male ever being in her life who ever cared about her, or the one she did have, she divorces him and plays him to the left. And are out here with a wild mind state. Her mental profile is the same as many of them. A bunch of them are drunks. They go home every night and empty a half a bottle to a bottle of wine every night and get on the internet and make stupid TikToks talking craziness about men and how black men won't step up to be with all these wonderful black women like them when they're a bunch of crazy banshees. Again, we're dealing with women, man. We got to investigate these women, understand who we're dealing with, and just stay clear of the foolishness. We don't need to be involved with women like this, and it's not our job to save them. As a man Cole said, she don't want to be saved. She wants to go out here and wild. She needs to seek a therapist, and instead, she continues with alcoholic behavior, Karen behavior, stalking people, acting a fool. It's always one thing or another with this kind. And again, we just need to stay clear of them, stay on our square, and make sure that you're only dealing with women who are worthy of you and don't feel blackmailed by these black women to be bothered with crazy chicks like this who do not meet standards. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to come back for more. You're about your 2007. I'm out.